and say, I'm doing okay just because I'm in my living room. So we thought of taking really small actions like planting a tree, reducing a little bit of food waste every day, reducing, some water uses, Anyway, I'm not the best person to talk about this initiative, right? I am just a custodian of all the work that's done by 2,250 plus young people from all these countries. And we have a video for you where you will hear from them. Can we have the video, please?
Hi, my name is Yasin Zahir and I'm from the United States. I'm a part of an organization called Nourish Our Earth, and our primary goal is to increase awareness about the environment and protect our planet. We do this by encouraging people to plant trees in their backyards or in local parks, or also by cleaning beaches in our vicinity. We help reduce carbon emissions in our world by increasing the amount of trees we plant and encouraging a larger, healthier lifestyle as a whole. And that's why we hope to achieve a world with zero carbon emissions.
Hello po, ako po si Kiefer Rehe from Bacolod City, Philippines at ang aming pong initiative ay ang pangangalaga sa ating kagubatan ng ating forest. Ang layunin po ng aming grupo ay ang pangalagaan ng kagubatan, proteksyonan nito para magsilbing tahanan ng ating mga hayop at mabawasan ang carbon emissions dito sa aming bansa.
Mein Name ist Fabian, ich bin aus Deutschland und unser Projekt heißt One Safe a Day. One Safe a Day ist eine Mobile-App, die dir dabei hilft, jeden Tag eine gute Sache für die Umwelt zu tun. Das wiederum trägt zu dem Goal Zero Carbon Emissions bei.
হ্যালো এভরিওয়ান, আমি তানজিদ রশিদ বলছি বাংলাদেশ থেকে। আমার প্রজেক্টের নাম ব্লিড উইথ প্রাইড। মেনস্ট্রুয়াল হেলথ এবং হাইজিন নিয়ে বাংলাদেশে যে দ্বিধাদ্বন্দ্ব সংশয় এবং ট্যাবু রয়েছে সেটিকে সলভ করছি অ্যাওয়ারনেস, এডুকেশন এবং সার্ভিস ডেলিভারি করার মাধ্যমে। আমার এই প্রজেক্টটি জিরো কার্বন এমিশন এবং জিরো পভার্টি মুক্ত বাংলাদেশ করতে সাহায্য করবে।
Habari, naitwa Vanessa na mimi ni Mtanzania. Kwa sasa najishughulisha na biashara ya kijamii inayoitwa Plastigo, ambao hubadili plastiki zilizotumika na kuwa bidhaa muhimu kama vile makontena na kadhalika, kwa lengo la kuhifadhi mazingira na kupata sifuri chafu ya kaboni. Kwa pamoja tunatengeneza dunia ya sifuri tatu.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम सदफ कादिर है। मैं पाकिस्तान से बिलोंग करती हूँ। मेरा जो 30 क्लब है वो माजूर स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर काम करता है, जो कि माजूर तो हैं लेकिन उतनी ही सलाहियत रखते हैं जितनी मैं और आप रखते हैं। हम उन्हें ये बताते हैं कि सोसाइटी के अंदर जो महदूद वसाइल हैं उनके ज़रिए वो किस तरीके से मीनिंगफुली कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं, और इसी तरीके से हम 30 क्लब का जो मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि हमने ज़ीरो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अचीव करनी है, उसके लिए काम करें।
Sunana Abdullahi Ibrahim mai Kano daga Nigeria. Ni ne nike running social business center na Nigeria. Sannan babban burinmu shine kawo ƙarshen unemployment. Wato muna so mu tabbatar da an samu zero unemployment a doron ƙasa.
Together
So much to all the friends who send these video messages, and also to all the friends who are joining us online at the third 30 Club Convention. Ladies and gentlemen, the initiative was taken to make sure that our young people are familiar with this vision of a 3-0 world. Only 5 young people, they can come together. They can choose any of the topics that they like. This can be sports, writing fictions, water, making a movie, or whatever. They can utilize all the powers that they have to start a conversation. Imagine when one person says, I am going to create a world of 3 zeros. It sounds super difficult, but when millions work together and takes a small actions, like the Professor Yunus said 2 evenings earlier, then really this is a possibility that we can have. So the 3Z Global Center was created to disseminate all information and resolve any issues related to the 3-0 clubs. So what happens once a club is created? We see conversations, we see small actions for bigger impact, but when 5 clubs come together, they can create a circle. You can create a circle like for women. You can create a circle for sports. You can create a circle for a particular region focused on poverty. So over the next 60 minutes or so, we are going to also bring some of our friends from different countries, and they're also going to update you on the activities that young people in their communities are taking. So for this reporting back session, to understand how we are growing as a movement, I invite Sadia Hossain on stage, Chief Operating Officer of YY Ventures, to introduce our friends to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sadia Hossain. I am the COO of YY Ventures. And it is my pleasure to be here today to come back to you with updates from what we've been doing with the 3-0 clubs over the last 1 year. First of all, I just want to say a big thanks to the organizing committee for having this event at Turin. What a better way to celebrate restoration and rebirth than the city of Turin itself, and really to inspire the youth and the both the young and the old people to make a commitment to make a world of 3 zeros. That's something that we just can't live without. Like Professor Yunus said the other day, this is a matter of our civilization. It's about the future of our future generation. So without further ado, I want to start this reporting by inviting my very close friend, Mostafizur Rahman, to come up on stage and share back with us what he's been up to with the 3Z Global Center. A round of applause for Mostafiz, please. So while Mostafiz settles down, I just want to share very quickly what he does. He's our friend who manages the research and innovation agenda at YY Ventures, and he's also manages correspondence at the 3Z Global Center from Dhaka, Bangladesh. And for this summit, he's also been a mentor for the Young Challengers Program 22, and I see some of your friends at the back, so thank you guys for coming. It's always so good to be in the middle of young people. So Mostafiz, my first question to you, it's been 450 days, right, since the inception of this global movement. Tell us what you've been up to, what has happened, what are some highlights you want to share with our audience today?
Thank you, Sadia Abu. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Mostafiz, and I'm managing the research and innovation portfolio at YY Ventures, but I also manage the correspondence of the 3-0 Club. So basically what I do, I help young people to get connected with the 3-0 Club, and also member young people who are coming from different countries. I help them to be connected with each other. In last 450 days, what I have seen, the 3-0 Club initiative has not only become bigger, bolder, and also very interesting to young people, but also it has helped young people to be connected with other young people. It helped young people to come up with different ideas. Young challengers participant, you have come up with different ideas. You have shared those ideas yesterday. We are creating the same platform for the 3-0 Club member, where young people can share their ideas, share their project, and also we help them to be recognized. We help them to be scaled up in different manner.
And most of it, if I can just add, so we know that we have more than 450 clubs formed right now. That is, I think, more than 2,200 people, young people around the world. So can you tell us a little bit about where are these young people coming from? What kind of work are they doing? What are some focus areas for those clubs?
Thank you. So most of the young people, 450 clubs, that means 2,250 young people, they're coming from 38 countries. And also they're coming from 6 continents. We don't have 30 Club member from Antarctica right now, so we have 30 Club member from other continent as well. But I don't know, maybe in future. But anyway, so they are working on different ideas, different issues, different projects. They are working on environment, climate change. Like almost 30% of our members are working on the environment and climate change issues. They're working on youth unemployment issue, skill development issue. Many of our young challenges have been working on the environment change. Our 30 Club members are doing the same thing. You can share your idea, you exchange your knowledge with them. Also, our 30 Club members are onboarding other young people with their initiative. So they're not only doing their work, they're also connecting other people and they're helping them to know about different social, environmental, and economic issue. So right now we have 30 Club members who are working on all the 30 issues: zero net carbon emission, zero poverty, and also zero unemployment issue.
Thank you so much. And you know, when we keep talking about 3 zeros and the clubs that we form, like, yes, young people are our main target group, if I can say. But then there are also like many adults and institutions who are supporting these young people to really shape their idea and make change. So can you tell us a little bit about who these institutions are, individuals are, who are supporting our young people to make this change happen?
Right. So we have 30 Club members who are working on different issues, right? But many of them don't have the proper knowledge or don't have the actual field knowledge about the different social and economic challenges. So our organization, who are our 3Z support organizations, who are helping them to understand different social, economic, and environmental challenges. Also, they're helping them to share their knowledge, their institutional knowledge with their 30 Club members so that the 30 Club member will be more knowledgeable and empowered. Also, those organizations are also helping our 30 Club member to scale up their idea, to help them to shape their idea to become a better and bolder in the future. So we have 3Z support organization, and I'm really thankful for them. We have almost 17 3Z support organizations from India, from Taiwan, from Nepal, from Bangladesh as well. Also, we have 3Z support organization from France, which is Central University Paris. From India, we have, apart from the support organization, we also have universities, which is our affiliating institution, who are also helping their students to be connected with our 30 Club members. We have universities from Taiwan as well. We have universities from France as well, also from Brazil, who are also connected with us, and also who are also supporting their young students, young people to be onboarded on the 30 Club member, 30 Club initiative. Also, we have people who are expert, who are very knowledgeable in their domain, who are also inspired by the Professor Muhammad Yunus idea of creating a world of 3.0, and they are also supporting those 3.0 Club members and helping them to be connected with others, and also kind of mentoring them so that those young people can shape their ideas as well. So we are really thankful to them, because they're doing it for free. Actually, they're just giving them their time, energy, and effort to help those young people to help young people to come up with better and bolder solutions. Thank you.
Awesome. That was so good. Thank you so much for sharing. I will now move on to Purbita, who's joining us remotely all the way from Dhaka, Bangladesh. So if you can have her up on screen.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mostafiz. Thank you so much. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah. Maybe if you use a microphone, that would be better, because I don't know if people can hear you. Or do you want to speak a little louder?
Sure. Sadia, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. yes, we can hear you, and we'll start if right now. Okay, so Purvita, you are our main correspondent for the 3Z clubs that we have. You are also an executive business partner for us at YY Ventures. Tell us about the work that you do to help young people create the clubs that we are so proud of, and how do they start a club? So if you can tell our audience.
Thank you for the kind welcome and introduction, Sadia. Hope and good evening to everyone. I am Purvita Jannat from Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I'm thrilled to represent some of the incredible, modest, and impactful activities. The process of registering the club is very easy. So they just need to find 5 members together, all between the ages of 12 to 35 years. And that's it. We have the website. There is the registration process. They just need to visit the website and give some like small information like their name, address, date of birth, and that's it. They can create a club with choosing a focus area. Since Sadia, you have asked me to share some activities that is happening all around the world about the 3-0 clubs. So let us begin with Bangladesh and see what some of our clubs have been up to. Last month, we organized a community meetup for our Bangladeshi 3-0 clubs. So Tanzil Rashid, a key person who also managed the foundation, spoke at the club, striving to help rural Bangladeshi women and girls with menstrual hygiene and sanitation. During this one-month flood situation, their club gave away almost 500 sanitary pads as part of their effort. Because of social taboos and gender stereotypes that stigmatize menstruation in rural communities, their club is also jointly works towards breaking that stigma. Another key person, Hassan, shared that the club has gone through free musical campaign, food distribution, and a drawing competition program for the street children. Thus, they donated blankets to destitute hiring they think that via their club activities, they can create an egalitarian, self-sufficient society that is founded on justice, fraternity, and equality. Active and this club began creating technology their initiative at because they believe technology should be used to leverage opportunities for neglected people. Technology has been employed to develop smart glasses and robots for the blind and the deaf. The 3-0 Club person, Fifi, he also emailed me with his activity. He said he is basically from Cameroon. He is keen to prevent environmental degradation with his recycle and reuse initiative. He and he used this concept to help individuals to earn money by producing flower vases and jars, handbags and toys out of scrap flour, plastic bottles, rags, and towels. They also advocate for and the environmental conduct, preservation, against plastic club members from the USA, Nepal, and India hope to first outlaw the use of plastic and polythene with their campaign. Institutions that a tree planting is a habit for sustainable and healthy lifestyle also seek to raise awareness for the young. Haifa and Apple from Philippines and Bangladesh are working on awareness campaigns to save forestry and wetland ecosystem in their designated communities.
Purvita, thank you so much for sharing. For the sake of time, we're going to go a little quickly, but then I just want to share that I'm so inspired by the work that I'm hearing the young people around the world are doing. So I think, how else can we better share their stories? I think that's something that for us to think about, so that not just you and I who work with the 3Z Global Center, we only know about the amazing work that they do, but we can really share their work with the world. And, who knows who gets inspired by that. Right, so hopefully we'll be able to share more stories with all of you, not just through in conventions like these, but also throughout social media and other ways of communicating their stories to the world. But Purvita, thank you so much for your time. I'm really happy to be, seeing you and talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nadia.
Bye. All right. So that was Purvita, my friend from Dhaka, Bangladesh, who looks after our 3Z Global, our club members who are doing amazing work. Up next, we have William Chu from Taiwan, who is the project specialist at Foundation for Yunus Social Business Center. Currently, he's focusing on spreading the idea of 3 zeros and motivating youth in Taiwan to join the 3-0 clubs. William, hello. We haven't met, but this is my pleasure talking to you for the first time. We know that you've, the 3-0 club in Taiwan, they've started almost a year ago, right? And has already started, I think, initiated 14 clubs by now. I want to hear from you, what inspires you to be a person who supports this movement? And what are you seeing in Taiwan as a part of this global movement?
Okay, thank you, Sadia. Hello, everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So hello, friends from Turin, Italy. My name is William from Foundation of Yunus Social Business Taiwan. It's a great honor to be here and to share our thoughts and experience about the 3-0 Club and the youth engagement. Well, actually, our foundation was founded in 2006 by our president, Philippa Tsai, and CEO, Juno Wang, and the other 108 philanthropists, which also we call them 108 pioneer angels. And we all remember that Professor Yunus that told us that the youth has enormous potential for changing the world, and we believe it's true. So before the 3-0 Club project launched last year in Taiwan, we have actually already put a lot of effort in holding all kinds of social business training events, workshop, innovation competition in different universities. And some of their innovation really blow our minds. I want to share one example here. There's one social business in Taiwan called Miss Eco, MISSECO. The founders are actually 2 young students who study in a field of nutritional science and medical knowledge. And during the pandemic, they saw a lot of plastic waste problems caused by the meal delivery industry. And they want to do something, okay? So they start to set up a circular reusable tableware system for the meal delivery. And what's more, they cooperate with the healthy and plant-based restaurant partners to provide healthy and delicious meals for the customers. And their business models really works well. And this really inspired us. We hope more young people like them can bring their innovative ideas to us. And with our help and also the help of 3Z Global Center, thank you for Purvita and more stuff, which give us a really great platform. And I think the most important thing is that we want to let them know that every small idea can lead to a big impact. So we want to encourage these young people to speak up and to the people across the globe to share the experience and to let the globe know that they want to be a member of the 3-0.
That is so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. And because this is a global movement, this is the power of the collective that we want to see, right? Like every individual coming together and making a small change will create the ripple effect that we want to see in the world. Which means that, with young people, we have organizations and institutions, universities that, you're collaborating with in order to advance this idea. So what's happening in that arena? How are you inspiring universities to come on board and other partners to help advance this movement?
Okay. Well, at the very beginning, our co-founder, which is Philippa Tsai and Juno Wang, they believe that they have done a lot of efforts in making friendly connection with university and schools. And the schools are actually fascinated about the ideas of social business and 3 zeros. So I think that's why we also have 12 YSBC members in Taiwan. And actually that is quite a lot. And the schools were also inspired by Professor Yunus' idea when we promote that great work what he has done around the globe. So they know our foundation act as a pioneer role in promoting the idea of 3.0 in social business. And what's more, we play as an important platform so the young people have stage and opportunity to present their innovative ideas to make their dreams come true. And I think one of the most important reason is that we actually put a lot of effort in trying to make our training courses fun and interesting, because we know that if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. So taking our first events in 2023 as example is that we actually are holding events called Yunus Camp, okay? Yunus Camp. So we want to combine social design, Grammy model, business startups, 3.0 club, and all kind of courses into a camping activity, which was held in a forest farm. It's an event in a forest, okay? And I know this may sound crazy, but what we're trying to do is we want to try everything. I mean everything, so we could make the learning process fun and interesting, because we all know that this is the only path to lead the young people to have passion and learning and to create a world of 3.0.
That is so inspiring. And just something that you said, like it might sound, you said the Yunus Camp might sound a little crazy, but I think all great ideas are a little crazy. Like if it's not crazy, it's not ambitious enough. So thank you for the work that you do and for joining us all the way from Taiwan to share about the work. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That was my friend William, all the way from Taiwan. Up next, we have our last panelist, my friend Marina Martin Silva, a 3Z support person, the co-founder of Samos Sodas Marias from Brazil. Hi, Maria. We have met in calls before, but this is the first time we're having a conversation, and it is my absolute pleasure to be here hosting you. Just a little bit about Marina. In 2018, she came over to Bangladesh for an immersion program with the Yunus Center, and then became inspired by the work that we do, and became a 3Z support person for the 3.0 initiative. And her goal was to support as many young people as she can in Brazil to connect with this initiative. Marina, you've been promoting the 3.0 clubs in Brazil for a long time now, and you've supported more than 30 3Z support persons, right? You've brought them into our movement. Tell us more about that. How did it start? What inspired you? And how did you connect them to this movement?
So first of all, ciao, Sadia. It's a big pleasure to be here. I wish I could be with you in Italy. It would be a very great excuse for a good wine. But it's a great honor to be part of this incredible event. I think to be able to engage others to join, I think the first thing you need to believe in 3.0 mission. I think I truly believe in the power of youth to drive the changes. And I think it's time for us as a humanity to bring great initiatives together. We need to know how to learn in a collaborative way and use the technology to scale up, because it's urgent. The world needs that. Our time is we need to make that happen. So I think this is the first thing, to be able to engage. And what I did, since I changed my career from corporate to impact, I use my social media to share the concept about social business. And I was able to build a network of like-minded people who believe in what I believe and who share the same values. And when I received the invitation from Professor Yunus to promote the 3.0 Club in Brazil, so what I did actually was very simple. I made a post in my LinkedIn account and in my Facebook, sharing that I was part of this. And I was just made myself available for those who are also interested to join me. So I set up some Zoom calls. I explain what 30 Club is about. And then some of them get interest. So then I create a WhatsApp group to bring everyone together. And then I can update them on a regular basis. What's going on, what's happening in Brazil. And it's very curious that I am based in Hong Kong. So I really need their support to make the things happening. So it's always a way that I can ask them to help me in very different ways. So in summary, I think first is not just creating a post. We need to believe in the mission and making yourself available to actually create a community. And that's it.
Thank you so much. And I think that is, you've nailed the main point. Like, it all starts with one small action, and you never know how big that can go and how many people it can inspire. Social media is a really powerful tool for advancing a social movement. So what you've done is amazing, and I hope that it will inspire, a lot of us here today to become 3Z support people ourselves. If I asked you, Marina, like, do you have a message for like the older people, the older generation, like how can they support the younger generation to create a world of 3 zeros? What would your message be?
Yeah, I think to become a mentor, to become a 3-0 person, because I don't like when we put all the weight of making a better world on the shoulder of the new generation. I am above 35 years old. I'm not eligible to create my own club, but I can see how I can support. I have connections, I have experience. And I think this is the beauty of the 3-0 Club, is using technology and bring people from different generations to help each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that note, on that really inspiring note, we'll end this session here. Thank you so much for being with us today, Marina. And thank you to the audience for being with us and for listening to the really inspiring words that, Mostafiz, Purvita, William, and Marina had to share with us. With that, I will end this panel and really invite all of you. If you are interested, start your own club, tell your friends about it, and if you're, above 35, become a 3Z support person. Help other young people to really create the world that every one of us will benefit from. On that note, I will end. Thank you very much. I will now pass it on to Lamiapu to take us for the next panel. A big round of applause for Lamiapu.
Are my other Hello. Thanks. Nice to see everyone. So I have the privilege of moderating the second part of this 3-0 Club convention. And I want to... Are you going to add 2 more chairs? I thought we'd bring up all... Oh, there's just 2 are 4 of them going to be here physically? Are all 4 in person?
4 person.
Okay. So besides me, Mr. Kamal, you are coming up. Dom isn't here yet, I don't think. Sadaf Kadir.
Hello. So we have 2 of our participants who are joining from online from all the way from Pakistan and from the USA. So we have a support person, Dr. Kamal from Bangladesh, and also we have another support person coming in already. He just came in. So he's from...
Dom, we were just looking for you.
Yeah,
Come on.
is there as well. So, yeah.
Good timing. Please have a seat. So for this segment, we are talking to two persons who are supporting the 30 Club movement, and two will be joining with two young members of the 30 Clubs, and I believe they'll be joining online. Hi, Dom. Hi. How are you? Come. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining today's 30 Club convention. Since the inception of the 30 Club back in 2021, it has connected over 2,250 young people around the world and is helping young people to be inspired, get connected, and act together to address pressing social and environmental challenges of the time. Today we will speak to two members of two 30 Clubs based in Pakistan and the USA, and also meet with organizations and people who are supporting them. First, let me invite Yasin Zahir from the US, who is one of the youngest members of the 30 Club. So is Yasin joining? Hi, Yasin. Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
How are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We saw you also on the video, the introductory video before. So it's nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Thank you. What time is it where
It's
you
really
are?
nice to meet you. It's actually 5 a.m. in the morning.
I thought so. Sorry to disturb you so early in the day. Anyway, so I have a question for you. The deterioration of the natural environment is one of the principal concerns of young people worldwide, and it has direct implications for their well-being, both now and in the future. Yasin, you believe in strengthening youth participation, like yourself, in protecting, preserving, and improving the environment. How do you harness this goal to achieve the zero net carbon emissions goal with your community, and how do you encourage your friends?
So, I'm part of an organization called Nourish Our Earth in the United States that me and a couple of my friends started. So, originally, the organization's main goal was to sort of empower the youth and empower the people for holistic living to get involved in the smallest or biggest way. However, just sort of start this conversation going in our community, within our people. And one of the biggest challenges we faced at first was that nobody actually thinks they can fix the environment in totality because it's such a big issue. It's so vast around us that people often get discouraged by the fact that it's already happening. I can't do anything about it. So we decided that we would take our goal and we would narrow it down so that we empower the individual to help fix the environment. So that we do it on a small scale so that so many different people doing it on small scales that we have a larger impact. So we did this we started off with a competition. We using one of our mini influencers, Mariam Masood, we sent out a public PSA announcement that said that if you planted so many trees, you have to take pictures, send us a picture of the trees you planted or the plants you planted, and then we would give them a monetary award, and we would also get them an interview with Mariam Masood. So that was pretty successful. We had participation from over 100, like somewhere around 100 kids, and so many kids planted these small trees in their backyards. We even planted a tree in our backyard to show that we are doing these small things so that we can eventually have a world where every time a tree is destroyed, a tree is planted. That every time we hurt the environment, we are doing something that is compensating for the impact that we as humans are having on the environment. And then we had a second event where we actually went and contacted multiple beaches in our local area, and we contacted all these municipal offices and municipal buildings, and we told them that we are interested in helping clean up these beaches right after the summer season, because in America beaches are a wild attraction, and so everybody goes to these beaches, but they're often not clean and they're often littered with so much pollution. So we decided that if we took a group of like 40 kids from our local area and went and cleaned up a beach, and then we recorded what we did and show it, then people could also be encouraged to pick up litter from their surroundings, not only beaches but parks, highways. There's so many things that need cleaning up, and so we decided that we would take the first step with our people to encourage other people to do the same, because at the end of the day, it's not difficult work. We just have to prove to everybody that they can make an impact in the smallest or biggest way just by picking up a piece of plastic that they see on the ground, or picking up a plastic bag, or disposing of their waste properly instead of dumping recycling and garbage all in one thing. So we hope to empower and ensure that each individual is doing their role, and when each person is going to do their small step, take their small step, then we can eventually have an environment where there is zero net carbon emissions, where there is an environment that can sustain the growing human.
That's fantastic. It's a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm, and hopefully there's a demonstration effect as well. I think you will do this, and other peers of yours will see this, and hopefully they form their own clubs and circles and amplify this further. I'll be coming back to you. Thank you for more questions. But now I move on to our next panelist, which is our good friend Dominik Dauster. He's the managing director of the YY Foundation in Germany, working very closely with us in the social business movement, and also from the beginning supporting the 3-0 Club movement, because we have provided support from the YY Foundation to this the clubs. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. What are your thoughts on the journey of the 3-0 Club so far? And in your opinion, what should be the role of organizations like Unison U, the YY Foundation, in mobilizing youth action for a world of 3 zeros?
Thank you, Lamia, and thank you for having me here today at this 3-0 Club convention. It's a very exciting moment to speak about the development of the 3-0 clubs that have been launched just about 1 year back. And when we learn about the numbers, that's been already 500 clubs in 38 countries, it's just amazing. It has already its own dynamics. And when Professor Yunus created the concept of 3-0 clubs, we all got very excited about it, how to engage the youth, forming a group of 5 people getting together and getting active about a 3-0 goal that they care about most. And now we see the spreading of it globally, and soon we'll see hundreds and thousands of clubs, even more. And the power of it is that they're all interconnected. They're all linked to each other, and they learn from each other, and they take their goals forward, and in the best way, then they create their own social business to solve the problems they see around them. So that's a very powerful seed that Professor Yunus has set. And we're very happy as a YY Foundation with you at Yunus Center. We could facilitate in the beginning the structure of the 3-0 clubs. And in my view, now other foundations and other institutions and entities can follow that example and provide knowledge, provide space, time, commitment, funding to facilitate to the creation of even more 3-0 clubs. So that's, in my view, the way forward. The start has been done. It's 1 year. And let's move on to the second year and the third year and make it a exponential growth.
Thank you. So your support has been very crucial. But the task before us, creating a 3-0 world, is massive. And of course, 500 in 1 year is very important because it's kind of the foundation setting for this movement. But what do you think is needed in terms of amplifying it to the kind of exponential rate at which we want to see this increase? I mean, what do you think is needed? I wanted to get your view on that.
Definitely more visibility is needed, but this has been done through the 3-0 Center. And now we need more people to get included and get active about it and get connected on it. Well, we learned that we have on the one hand side, the best educated, on the other hand side, the best connected youth of this generation through technology. And since 3-0 Club concept is so simple to start, there's not much bureaucracy, there's just commitment of a group of youth. So it's easy for them to move forward. And I think once we have created the first well, there are 500, or even the proven examples of social business that came out of the zero clubs, then people look at it, young people look at it and say, they have done it, we can do it too. And whether it's in Africa, whether it's in South America, it's all over the world. And the next thing is, of course, some funding is always needed. Whether it's whether 30 clubs are linked to, it's at local universities or at other like hubs, social impact hubs in cities. So they provide space not only to meet digitally, but also meet physically. Hopefully we can do this when the pandemic is more and more over, even more. So these two things combined, I think, will lead to more spreading of clubs.
Thank you. We hope you will continue to support the movement.
For sure.
Okay, now it's my pleasure to speak to Dr. Mohammed Kamaluddin. He's a 3Z support person and the director of the Chittagong Social Business Center Limited from Professor Yunus's hometown. So, Dr. Kamal, you are the 3Z support person and you've had a role in inculcating 65 clubs from Chattogram. You also established the first circle in Chattogram. What actions have you been taking to mobilize youth action surrounding your community?
Thank you, Lamia Apu. First of all, honored Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus, honorable guest, good morning. In any case, it's a great session. I have inspired. I have heard about the 3Z Club at a time when people restlessness about these issues was very loud all around. Thanks a lot, our Honorable Professor Muhammad Yunus. After joining 3Z Club, I left different. That's why I took up a few tasks, such as circle lounging event. I have given 65 clubs with 2 support persons. There was a program, a tea plantation, seminar, Eid celebration. There were several interactions with the members of his club. I have talked to people over and over again. I have written about it on social media, etc., etc. The main impact was on young people. They were encouraged to participate in this work. As a result, I have been able to make 65 clubs. Though work, I want to convey this message to young people that if they come forward, how the whole world will be implementing 3.0. Our young generation is thinking it seriously, and they have a dream to build up a new world. Now it's our duty to think about them and how to involve them here. My experience is that through more of their training and workshop, things are easy to understand and convey them. Finally, I would like to thank the Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus for presenting new ideas to the world. I am connected here to learn from my experience. Thank you. Thank you, Lamia.
Inspiring that you took on quite a big task and accelerated quite quickly with many groups. Do you see another 65 coming up? Another 65 clubs coming up soon?
Yeah.
What kind of time frame? Will it be half the time?
6 months.
In 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have a commitment for creation of 65 new clubs in Chittagong. Thank you. One of the things that, 3 things that struck me about when Professor Yunus introduced this idea is some young people in one of the interactions with the kids around Bangladesh was that we are surprised that someone like you are asking us, the young people. We are always told that we have to listen to the elders, not take action ourselves. We always wait. So we are very proud that you tell us that we should lead actions and lead change. That's one. Second is that it's such a big problem, such a global problem. What can I, a young person, really do? And someone like Professor Yunus has built institutions that reach millions of people, deals in billions of dollars, can say, no, your action, you one person, is as important as any mega kind of program. So that second thing, and the third thing is not to wait. You don't wait till you finish school or finish college and get into your adult life to get going with things, but you start taking action now. So these are three very striking things, and I think it's something that is quite revolutionary in some ways. So those are some of my own reflections about that, and thank you for the role you've played. Okay, now we're joined by our second 30 Club member. This is Sadaf Kadir from 30 Club in Pakistan. Hi, Sadaf. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, nice to
Hello,
see you.
good
Nice to
morning,
see
good
you.
afternoon, Good evening, everyone. Nice to see you too.
It's evening for you. What time is it over there?
2 p.m.
Okay. So we're mid-morning here, and our young friend in America, it's early morning, so we're all time zones in this gathering. Okay, we know that
Everybody will be fresh there.
yeah, we know that. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. We know that unemployment and underemployment among young people is a problem that has worsened in recent years because of the global recession, which has affected developing countries the most. So, Sadaf, you were a young change enabler of a 30 Club from Pakistan. The project you are working on aims to develop skills in students who have not obtained a higher education or who have had trouble enrolling in educational institutions. How do you perceive your actions contributing to Pakistan's rising unemployment problem?
Okay. So when we talk about Pakistan's rising unemployment problem, it is multifaceted. And as you know, that there are many internal or political or government level turbulence going on, which causes or which are factors behind the unemployment. I'm going to be very frank and honest that I believe my acts or actions will not be of a kind that will make a change overnight, or I would say they will remove the unemployment at 0 to 0%, or there will be total eradication of unemployment. But I believe that the step that I have taken, that we are working for differently able students, we are collaborating with institutes, and we are going there. We are a team of 5 members. We go there and we teach them about the digital skills, about how they can connect to the global community by being just differently able. And we are telling them that how by being differently able, they can contribute equally to the society. It doesn't matter that if somebody is physically handicapped in some way, they cannot contribute equally like we are. So our basic target is to tell them to have the sense of equality among the masses. And we, through our 30 Club, we are striving to give this or empower this vision among the masses. And this is going to be, I think, a motivating factors for young people like me, even among my university fellows. Many have now have been inspired to join 30 Club, and now they are also planning to do some social work and contribute to the society meaningfully. And this is how I believe that it is going to tackle the problem of unemployment, that we are going to produce the vision among the masses. I know that we are not going to, we won't be able to for the total eradication of unemployment, but in our individual capacity to whatever we can contribute is that we can produce the sense of equality, the sense of brotherhood, and the sense that we all have to share the differences in order to nurture skills, because only by sharing the differences we can sustain the vivid expression of life and drive innovation and creativity. Thank you.
So that's great. You've got a great vision for what you want to do, and also an understanding of how far you can go and what your limits are. What are the concrete steps you've taken already? I mean, specific things that you've done already?
We have collaborated with an institute where we are taking the students on basic computer level skills, because I was surprised that students were totally learning theoretical things. They were not even aware of Gmail or the purpose or how to send emails and what are the different features of basic Microsoft Source. And I was surprised that why our education system is so theoretical based. So when we went to those institutions where students were getting secondary education, we took them to computer labs, and those places where they can digitally connect. And because the institutions were not having their own computer lab, we had to organize one for them through our university aid. And now I think there's a lot of improvement that initially they didn't even knew how to write an email for official purpose. And now they're so good in it and they are very creative. They can write different creative thoughts and they are doing all they can. And now they're very much into technology and they're having the basic understanding. But the time when we started, they were not even having that basic understanding.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Okay, so I actually, for my next question, is both to Yasin and to Sadaf. Would we see them both on screen together? But let me ask the question. From your point of view, what can be the ways to give youth a voice and enable them to have a stake in shaping the response to global challenges? Oh, good to see both of you on screen. Did you hear that? Should I repeat it? The question?
Yeah, understandable. I heard you.
Okay, go ahead.
I think platforms like 30 Club should be on our priority list for motivating the youth to come and play their role in making a social impact. And then as a youth, I'm an undergraduate student right now, and we have other platforms through which we are trying to connect with global community and we are raising awareness. So we are in more need of small or microfinance enterprises or the institution or organizations which are established to help students who are in the initial stages of making social impact, like me. We are university students and we are always in search of those organizations that can help us, that can fund us in a way that is not charity-based funding, it is right-based funding. The people who are in need of our help, it is their right to be funded. It is not charity. It is not something that you are giving it for the sake of earning some good deeds for the world hereafter, but it is something that they have a right upon. So we need to change this vision and we need to bring the organizations at the university or educational institution level or the basic level where the social people who are trying to make a social change are at our very initial stages.
Okay. Yasin?
That was beautifully said. I love the part about the right versus charity. They couldn't have said any better. But I think that at least as a high school student, well, finishing high school now, I started community service initially for volunteer hours. It was something everyone did. It was something I wanted to do too. But as I slowly got into it, as I saw what I was doing, I was able to understand that it is much more than just a point on my resume, a bullet point. You know, it's more than just 100 hours for this organization. I was actually doing work. And I think that's something that is so powerful, and it's something that comes to, I think, each student and each youth later on, and they eventually understand because we all have the same thing to say. So it's sort of showing the youth the impact of their work, showing them that they're actually making lives better, that they're actually helping someone, that the sandwich they're putting in the bag is going to someone and making their dinner meal, making something different for them, or showing that the winter clothes that we're packing from December to January is helping keep a family warm. And when we show that impact that these individuals are making just by doing these small tasks or by taking an initiative to do work, then our work as volunteers is so much more impactful. It's so much more because when I know what I'm doing, then I'm more encouraged to do it. So, because I know the direct effect of it. And I think there needs to be just a little bit more of that in all organizations. 30 is an amazing platform that connects so many people around the world. I didn't think I would be meeting so many different people from different parts of Africa or even Bangladesh, where my mom is from. Even though I go back to see that people are coming from these countries that think just like me or have even better ideas than me, sort of inspires me to institute those ideas in my organization, in my surrounding, to bring up the conversation, because even if one more person is talking about it, we're mildly successful in reaching our goal, because all these things need to be brought up. And I think empowering the youth, enabling that youth, the best way to do that is to show them what they're doing, to show them the impact of their work, and almost making them feel special for being taking this part in this global community and helping make the world a better place for not just them, but for everybody else around them.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, this is it. It's about taking ownership for leading the change. That you are not just putting in, as you said, points for your resume, but you're actually taking ownership of the change that you are leading, and that you recognize that you each have a role to play, an impact on these very large problems, but which is related to the planet that you are inheriting, and that you have to help impact towards change, so that life can sustain on this planet in a way that we would all like to see. So it's never too early. You're never too young. In fact, we are out of time on many things, especially on the environmental challenge. And one of the basic messages of the 3-0 clubs is that each of us have to take action now if we really want to create this new world. It's basically creating a new world. So thank you. Stay with us. I come back to our key persons, our 3Z support persons. Follow-up questions for Dr. Kamal and for Dominique. Do you think the youth of our generation are well equipped to create a world of 3 zeros? What skills, resources, and support might they need to derive innovative solutions to future economic, social, and environmental challenges?
Thank you, Lamia. Well, first, when I listen to Sadaf and Yassine, I must say this gives me hope. I'm so impressed and moved about how they act already, how they act as young leaders. And it gives me hope when I imagine that more and more young people like Yassine, like Sadaf, join hands and create 3-0 clubs and change the world. The world that we left for them, they see it completely differently. They see it with their own eyes, and they feel and see what needs to be done. They are very conscious about what has to be done. So congratulations to both of you, what you're doing, and keep it up and share it. And well, they couldn't be better skilled actually for what they're doing. And it is that generation of sharing and caring that's coming up. And with the power of technology that Professor Yunus always emphasizes as well, they have the opportunity to use it in the best sense and to work towards a world of 3 zeros. And I'm just happy to hear those examples, and they are really worth sharing it.
Yeah, I mean, the power of technology, we're each of us in different places. We're here in Turin, you're in Pakistan, you're in the US, but we feel like we're all in the same room. So there's a collapse of distance. We're all in the same place. We feel like we're right next to each other. And that's one of the things that Professor Yunus saw, that during the pandemic with the Zoom technology, that it's a real collapse of distance and collapse of geographies. So we can really, we have to leverage this. We have to leverage this technology for that. Yeah. Wanted to say something?
Hello. Yeah. And just to add on one more thing, we are thankful that Professor Yunus added the option to be a 3-0 support person. Yeah. So we are not considered youth anymore, but if we can be of any support to serve the young generation, to serve the young leaders, I mean, that's our role. That's what we need to do now.
And I wanted to say that as well, like Yunus Center, which I represent, we're connected to a lot of people around the world and a lot of different networks. And if any of the young 3-0 Club members would like to tap into our network to be connected, for example, Sadaf, you mentioned microfinance institutions. We're connected to many of them around the world, the main ones in Bangladesh, for example. So we are also from Yunus Center, available to be tapped as a resource to amplify anything that you would like to do. So I want to just put that out there as well. Dr. Kamal, what do you think? What skills, resources, and support do you think that the 3-0 Club members need to derive innovative solutions for these challenges?
Thank you, Lamia Pu, again. Young people should step forward to change the world.
Yeah.
I believe that we will see a world of 3 zeros only through sense in the global economy, global etc. etc. Thank you, Lamia.
Okay, so I think we're coming to toward the end of the panel and our discussion here. I just want to ask each one of you in 1 minute to just kind of share your message for the audience. So why don't you go first, Sadaf?
My only message for the audience would be that believe in sharing the differences, because it is only through sharing that we can drive the creativity and innovation, which is much needed for sustaining the vivid expression of life and making this world a better place and more meaningfully to contribute to the purposes of being here in this world. So believe in sharing the differences.
Okay, thank you. Dom?
Well, first of all, thank you, Sadaf. Thank you, Yassine, what you are doing already and what you will do in the future. I'm absolutely convinced that because you're so committed, you will change the world. And to the audience and to all of people out there, youth out there that are listening and seeing us here, go out and create 30 clubs, get connected, register. It's very simple. And see the new universe that's happening out there in the global community. All youth working towards a 3.0 world. Thank you.
Yassine, a message in 1 minute to us and to the audience.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back a little bit. You asked a question about what resources are required to be successful in coming up with innovative solutions. And I think at the end of the day, all it requires is an imagination. Professor Yunus emphasized the idea of a social fiction, and I think that's so empowering. If we can imagine, then we can work towards coming to that goal. And I have a really favorite quote. It says that if you aren't at the dinner table, you're probably on the menu. So what it comes back to is that no one will give us an opportunity on a silver platter. There's going to be no perfect moment to enact change, no perfect problem to solve. And so that's why we need to step up. We need to take our shot whenever we get the opportunity, whenever we think it best to make that change. Because even if we are solidarity, even if we're just 5 people in one city, in one country on this planet, we can do our work to empower that to expand, because everything has to start somewhere, and everything starts with just a small group of people, if not one person. So don't wait for an opportunity, take that chance, do what you have to do, and hopefully all together one day we can work to make this world a better place.
Thank you, Yassine. Dr. Kamal?
We all have to start within ourselves to change the world. These are my final words.
We each have to change with ourselves, yeah. Okay, so we've coming to this end of this panel. Thank you very much, Sadaf, Yassine, Dom, and Dr. Kamal for joining us. The whole 3.0 Club idea, this is something, again, to emphasize what I find is the most powerful lesson that from my 30 years of experience with working with Professor Yunus and Grameen is that even though he's created these very mega programs, global programs, working with millions of people, working in billions of dollars, that he still believes that change starts with one person. And it doesn't have to be one very experienced person who's got lots of qualifications and has led organizations, but every person, every one of us, every young person, wherever they are, can be a leader in change. So the 3.0 Clubs is one way is to educate yourself on the fact that things are not so good on the planet with respect to the environment, with respect to wealth concentration, with respect to unemployment, that these are big problems and we don't really have time. So we have to start now. So as young as 12, even younger maybe, to start becoming educated and finding the tools to make these changes, because the traditional things that we have gotten through our education systems, the traditional things that we have gotten from traditional institutions, they're not working. In fact, they are replicating the problem and creating big problem. So one of the things that I see, for example, is global media and the fact that we are not still recognizing in a big way the challenges that are ahead, especially with respect to the environment. And the voices of the young people this has to become the dominant narrative. It has to come into the mainstream that yes, we have a very narrow window to reverse and make change and basically save life on the planet. This is still not urgent enough in our everyday life. I think this is something that one of the big tasks of the 3-0 Club movement will be to make this the dominant narrative, that we are running out of time and all of us have to unite together now to make the changes to save life on this planet. So I think that's very important for us to think that what you're doing, but you also have to communicate with others and bring your message into the mainstream. I think that's a big challenge for all of us. And us from the UNO Center, we also like to stay behind the scenes to support in any way this movement with all the 3-0 support persons. But I would like to basically end by congratulating the 3-0 Global Center team, Shazib and Mustafiz and Purbita and Sadia and everyone who's worked behind in this 1 year to create these 500 clubs, and not in a sloppy way, but in a very careful, painstaking way. They have gone through hundreds and hundreds of applications, been in touch with thousands of young people, have had endless briefing sessions with them about the goals, refining the methodology of selection and so on. It's really an astounding piece of work. As I really congratulate the 3-0 Global Center team and wish them lots of luck and energy for the next phase. And of course, to the 500 clubs around the world, we are very excited to see what is coming up next from you. You are the ones who will change this world for us, and we're looking, all of us, forward to see your next first small actions which will lead undoubtedly to bigger and bigger actions to create this much better world of 3 zeros that we are talking about. Thank you very much, and I think we can bring the session to a close. Thank you.
Can you guys come forward and maybe we can take a group photo and yeah.
It's a pity that it's overlapping Come forward, please come forward.
Maybe what we can do.
These are nice. I'm a support person. Are any members? Are any of the members here in person? No? Not one?